This episode is brought to you by Computer Solutions R Us. Phil and his team hooked us up with all of our computers, and you can do the same for you. Head over to Phil at Computer Solutions R Us and tell him Inside the Game sent you. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Game, your one-stop shop for everything cool in video games. I'm one of your hosts, Drew Bosley. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest in all the reviews from Assassin's Creed Odyssey to Black Ops and a little bit of Tomb Raider. We're also talking about esports with Fortnite and Rainbow Six Siege. Huge giveaway coming up on today for a PC game. But to get things started, here's Corey with the Inside Scoop.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Inside Scoop. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Askew. And today we're going to talk about the much anticipated zombie thriller, Days Gone, that was originally supposed to come out February 2019, but they've actually delayed it till March. The highly popular card game from Witcher 3, Gwent, is officially out of beta and on PC right now, and will be coming out of beta December 4th for console.
Gwent is a card game where armies clash and you, as commander, lead the charge.
Battlefield 5 is launching on November 9th, but unfortunately their Battle Royale mode is being pushed to March 2019. For you fans eagerly waiting for Fortnite's PvE game mode Save the World to switch over to free-to-play, you're unfortunately going to have to wait till March 2019.
All right, Randall, so some of the biggest news coming out of this week is the fact that Jade Raymond is leaving EA.
Yeah.
Jade Raymond, probably most notably known for the Assassin's Creed series, working on Watch Dogs, Splinter Cell Blacklist over at Ubisoft. So some of these major titles that she's been a part of now moves over to EA, thinking we're going to get a fantastic Star Wars game.
Oh, yes.
Makes another studio over there called Motive Studios. High hopes, and now she's leaving? I'm a little concerned. Your thoughts?
It's like Lucas leaving LucasArts for me. I mean, I'm not knocking the move, but you really have to wonder where the quality is going to be once she's gone. I mean, like, you know, they've already been stumbling a little bit with, you know, with the whole Battlefront series, especially number 2. Not that I'm knocking it because I'm a big fan, but, you know, you really have to wonder what sort of direction they're going to take, because really it seems like without her, the quality is just going to suffer.
Well, I wondered what made her leave. That's my concern, because when you talk about Battlefront, the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is microtransactions.
Yeah, that was...
Let's be honest, that's no hidden secret.
No, it honestly, it killed it. There were so many people that actually, when they figured that out, had actually returned the game, and there was just such a huge drop-off with the game, so...
I don't know, when you have Jade Raymond, who has such a high pedigree on the titles that she's worked on, she's built herself a fantastic name, and I've followed Jade for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
She produces some of the best games I've ever played.
She does.
So when she goes to EA, I'm thinking, fantastic, we're gonna get an awesome Star Wars game, because we're already missing out on Amy Hennig's game, because she and her studio are gone. That game is just, it's been passed on, but I'm a little nervous.
Too bad.
We'll see what happens there, but with Jade leaving, where this is the state of the game? Is that in, okay, you know what, I'm at a point now where I can pass it off to you guys so you guys can finish it, or are they just kind of went, no, we're clashing, and she's just decided to leave?
Well, you have to wonder, like, because, like, I'm gonna make the comparison, and this is probably a really bad move, but we'll see. When, you know, Disney bought out LucasArts, you know, a lot of people had concerns with, you know, is this gonna become more of a drama-based series, or is this gonna still ring true to the original? And you've had kind of mixed reviews, so you have to wonder what's gonna happen in this case, whether they're gonna continue with what they're doing, or they're gonna go in a different direction, maybe more focus on campaign, possibly.
Yeah, I guess only time will tell.
Who knows, yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Head over to InsideTheGame.ca, where we have our forums that are live right now, and let us know what you think.
Give us a scoop.
What's up, everybody? Today we are jumping back into the world of Greece, back in time for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Nate, we've been playing for this for a while now. I'm like 20, 25 hours in. The more I spend involved in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the more this place kind of just expands
It just
and opens
keeps
up.
evolving. Oh my goodness.
How do you feel about Assassin's Creed so far?
So, thus far, I'm about the same as you. Not quite. I'm about 20 hours in.
Yep.
And I'm blown away, man. I absolutely love the game. I haven't played much of Origins, so that
You
might
missed out,
be.
man.
I know. I only sunk about 5 to maybe 8 hours into that game. So for this, it feels very new. Like even the fighting, it all feels really new and just immersive and oh.
Well, Odyssey felt new for the fighting mechanic, but the gameplay itself felt like I just played Origins. Origins, I sunk 40 hours into, so I was still playing Origins moving into Odyssey. So there wasn't that rest period, right? Where you get like if they took another year off, I think, okay, then it would have had more impact on me. The beginning of Odyssey, that story was so slow and mundane and painful for me to get through. But the more and more I started playing the game, the more I fell in love with Cassandra, because now we have options, again, of playing either Alexios or Cassandra. Of course you went with Alexios and I went with Cassandra. It just makes sense, right? So that's just who we are. But the more I played, the more I got involved in the story and the more I connected, because right at the beginning, I did not connect with Cassandra in the slightest. The game itself opened up. I thought it had a good intro, but I just played this game.
Yeah, it wasn't a very strong intro. It was maybe 5 hours, 6 hours in when the story really opened up, and then you kind of really wanted to sink your teeth in.
Yeah.
So, and to kind of add on to that, the side quests. There are a lot, and
They're everywhere.
They're not, like, they're fun,
Yeah.
but I often feel like you're more like an errand boy than this mythological kind of Greek god almost.
True. I see where you're coming from, because there are a lot of fetch quests or go help this person or go help, I need this, or something along that line, right?
Yeah, and I don't even have a problem with that. I like doing those quests, but when you compare it to other games like Bethesda titles, their side quests almost make the game. Their side quests are almost more immersive and lore-based than their actual story.
Well, even if you compare that to The Witcher 3,
Yeah,
when you go into a side quest, that side quest isn't like an hour. You were 4 or 5 hours into a quest. It's like part of the actual game, and then you're back into the main story. Where Odyssey, you're kind of going out, you're out for 10, 15 minutes, you go finish your mission, you come back, you hand in your reward, you collect your XP, maybe upgrade your gear a little bit, and then move on to the next side quest.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's all go wipe this group of bandits out, or go collect this material, or go hunt this creature. It's just very kind of the same thing, rinse and repeat. But that's probably one of my very few negative things I have to say about this game. It's
surprisingly, but I'm still enjoying the side quests. As repetitive and mundane as they are, I still feel pulled towards doing them to level up my gear. Like I had to fight this boar, and I was just a level under from killing this boar, and I could not do it until I had to level up. So then I went off to do a couple side quests, level up, and then I'm fine. But to get to that, it was just like, this is painful. It's like one level. I should be able to, if I can pull it out, to kill this thing. Couldn't do it.
Dude, that boar, I tried it at the same level. I spent a half an hour. I had to give up. I was so frustrated.
I left. I had to leave it. I'm like, I can't do it. No, I was out. The world is huge.
Oh, it's huge and it's gorgeous. I can't get over how just awe-striking it is.
Yeah, it's the verticality too. It's not just a flat. When you played Origins was flat with a couple hills and then a pyramid and then the world or the city, right? Which was awesome. I really like that about Egypt. Yeah. But then when you head into Odyssey and Greece, it's so mountainous and it's huge, and then you're back into a valley, and next thing you know, you're in a tomb, and I'm heading down into God knows where, and then I'm back out, and then it opens up, and you go from region to region to region, and I found each region was so different.
Yeah, that's definitely what I noticed too, which really just keeps you playing, honestly. The fact that it's just so diverse most of the time when you're playing, it's
colorful.
Very colorful.
It was very colorful to go from over here where it's like almost this autumn feel, and then I went off into this particular part where everything was like run down and dirty, and then I'm off in this other place. There was one mission really early in the game that I had this option of helping this priest eliminate a family. Okay, this family was sick. Now I had the option, and I left the family alone, and I went off, I did my thing, and as I'm playing, progressing through the game, it comes back to haunt me that that family actually infected my entire town and killed everybody. I was just like, huh. And then I was sitting beside my girlfriend, and she's like, maybe you should have killed them. I said, maybe I should have, because they wiped out everybody on me. It was the repercussions of what happens in the story that later affect it on later down the road.
And that's
so cool.
Dude, that's the thing about Odyssey, is that you actually make decisions now, and they take effect on the story. It's not just your character saying whatever is set out for them to say. It's like, there's lots of moments where you're like,
yeah, I'm like, oh. We had one moment, I actually called you, right? I'm in the middle of the game, and I'm like, okay, I can either go revenge, or I can be the nicer one. So I call up Nate, I said, yo, I'm going revenge, you be a nice guy, let's see what happens. I was shocked to see actually how it kind of played out. How rewarding was that?
Oh, it was, dude, it was awesome.
It was so cool.
Oh, it was sweet.
The attention to detail that Ubisoft has actually put into the game, that your decisions will affect later on as you come out further down. Like, I mean, hours into the game. Not just 2 hours, I mean 10 hours later, all of a sudden that quest that you were working on and you finished long ago, now you see the repercussions of that, which often a lot of games don't have that kind of detail.
No, it's true. It was definitely a very nice addition to the Assassin's Creed. There were still some technical issues, and one thing I need to mention is microtransactions.
They're there.
And they're painful.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
I don't like, honestly, this is what I'm going to really harp games on, is microtransactions. If you're going to have a season pass, don't have microtransactions.
Sure.
Pick one or the other. Don't be like, oh, you spend another $60 or $80 on our game, and if you want, because they have a section that says time saver.
Yes.
No.
That's
in an
true.
RPG game, you can't have a section that's where you pay real money to save on time. Like, the whole point of RPGs is you spend time. That really irks me the wrong way.
I ignored it. I really didn't see myself going to the store. I just played the game to grind out. I did find it a little grindy at parts where, yeah, I could have jumped in the store and done that, because that's what everybody's doing nowadays, right?
Yeah.
It is microtransactions that will either kill a game or you can survive by that game. And in this case, I just completely ignored it and just went off, did another side quest, get my XP up, and went from there.
Yeah, and I did as well, but for people who don't always like to do all the side quests, if you want to infuse your armor, they really almost force you to spend money. Like, I infused a few things, but I could only do it a couple more times, and I'm like,
maxed.
You know, I'm like almost 20 hours into the game.
Yeah.
And I've only done it a few times. What happens when I'm level 30?
True.
40.
Yeah.
50.
Well, it's getting there, right?
Yeah.
Mistios, care to forge a name for yourself in the fires of Spartan glory? We need greater numbers on the battlefield if we're to gain ground on those cowardly Athenians.
Sparta has my sword and all my strength behind it.
Glad to hear it. May Ares favor us today.
So you mentioned off air that you liked actually the Conquest part of Odyssey that they've introduced this year.
Yeah, it is definitely a fantastic feature. You can enter in these large-scale battles, unlike any other Assassin's Creed game in the past.
Sure.
And you can side with either the Athenians or the Spartans.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just have to take down the leaders in this really large battle that takes place, and it's just...
You do that, though, by actually clearing out the area first, and then you're accepted into that big battle, the Conquest, which is pretty cool because there are warriors everywhere.
Yeah.
I died a few times.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we wrap this up? Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Nate, what are you giving Ubisoft's game this year?
Well, I'm going to give it an 8.5. It was going to be a 9, but microtransactions deserve a big -0.5.
Oh, they got you on that one, eh?
Yeah.
I kind of, actually, the more and more I went into the game, the more and more I actually enjoyed it. 20 hours in, the game just kind of keeps surprising me with more things to do. There's so much in this world to get involved in. I'm giving it a 9.0.
it's Randall from Inside the Game. I'm here with Jean Leggett from Once More Story Games.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise. So can you tell us a little bit about your company and what you do? And
We have this radical idea where we want to make it exciting for readers who are interested in games. So we've created a hybrid of a novel meets game or a book meets game. And we make narrative-based games with our own engine. We're now on our 7th game, and we're based out of Barrie.
Perfect. So what you guys do is you take the story from the author and you basically create a game out of it.
Yes, right now that's what we're doing. So we've been, for the last year and a half, we've been working on an adaptation of a Charlene Harris novel. And for those of you who don't know, Charlene did the True Blood series. She sold over like 36 million novels. She's kind of a big deal, and it's really exciting for us to work with her. And it very much is like that, being able to go into her novel and play it as a game and have alternate paths. Because when you're reading a book, you're going like straight down the chute of what they chose for you. So yeah, we're looking to release that in the spring. It's been a long development process because it's been us, and but we also do crazy things like summer camps, and we teach kids how to use the same engine that we are using for the AAA game.
Very cool, very cool. So like, would you say that you're a large company, a small company?
Oh, we are so small. We are small and mighty. We are 2 full-time staff, and then we hire people on as needed for contracts. So we've literally just wrapped up the art, and it's me and Blair finishing this game and getting it over the finish line.
And so, who's Blair?
Blair is my husband of 22 years, and he's also my technical co-founder.
Okay.
So I'm the CEO of the company. I'm the one that goes out and talks to people, and it certainly helps that I have like a background in stand-up comedy and public speaking.
Oh, definitely,
and, and also like our company is very focused on serving women games consumers. Not to say that guys don't like our games, but there's so many games for guys. Why not make great games for smart women?
Definitely.
So smart games for smart women is kind of like our unofficial tagline.
Perfect. So what made you decide to get into the gaming industry?
Blair is the guy who got me into the games industry. He's worked at EA and Zynga for like 10 years, and after a near-death experience, he was like, you know what, I'd really like to do my own thing. I'm like, great, you do your own thing, I'm going to do stand-up comedy and my public speaking. And it just became like really clear that I would be really good at helping him raise some money. So we combined forces, and we've raised like $500,000 for our startup.
Oh wow, very cool.
Over the last 5 years, we recruited people from the community, like the local college, and it's all been like in service of this bigger vision of what's the positive impact that we can leave on the games community after we're not here anymore. And that really is through the heart of our engine story stylists.
Definitely, yeah. What would you say have been like some of your like major influences or like things that really captivated your attention as a developer?
I am a total nerd for point-and-click adventure games, which is why our engine does them so well. I would say like my favorite games have always been like the Tex Murphy series, the Gabriel Knight series, which are, interestingly enough, the Gabriel Knight series was written by a woman.
Oh,
really fantastic series, Jane Jensen,
wow,
who also wrote Charlene Harris's first game. So it's kind of cool that I get to follow in her footsteps in a way.
Definitely.
And then the Tex Murphy series is about a curmudgeonly detective set in futuristic San Francisco, and we actually got to have like a 45-minute Skype chat with the creator of that series.
Wow.
And that was like the highlight. That was one of the top highlights of the last 5 years for me. It's like I worship this guy's creation.
Yeah.
Total fangirl, and it was really special for him to say, "Listen, I think what you guys are doing is important and necessary."
Absolutely.
So,
definitely, yeah. No, that's wonderful. We can't wait to see like what's going to be coming down the pipe for you guys.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that we should know about One More Story Games?
I hope that people will go and check out some of our games. I mean, 3 of our games have won Game of the Year awards in Toronto. Hard Vacuum Lullaby, which is like a half-hour space adventure game with 8 different endings. Mandatory Upgrade, which is a cyberpunk game set in Hamilton, Ontario.
Wow.
We won Game of the Year that it came out, and then our most recent one is Danielle's Inferno, which is a dark comedy set in hell, and all of our games have female protagonists. So we're, you know what, if you're going to do something different, do something big and different.
Absolutely.
And that's really what our focus is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to find One More Story Games, where would we go?
The quickest and most memorable web URL for us is bookmeetsgame.com.
Perfect.
And you will find everything you need to know about our games, and if you are a total word nerd and you want to make your own games, then you can also learn about that at bookmeetsgame.com.
Excellent. Do you guys have like Facebook or anything like that?
Oh my gosh, Facebook, Twitter, all of it, we're on there. So on Twitter, we're at One More Story Games. On Facebook, it's ONE, like One More Story Games. Yeah, we're very active on social media. We have a great YouTube channel with interviews of the people that we've worked with, and also like tutorials. If people want to try the game engine and make their own games, like the thing that I think is really special is that 11-year-old kids have made entire games in the course of 1 week in their summer camps with us. So if you're curious about that and you want to give that a try, check out our YouTube tutorials and try our engine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first, guys, at Inside the Game.
All right, everybody, we were talking about the world of esports. We were talking about Rainbow Six Siege, the Canadian Nationals. Nate, the world of Siege has kind of been elevated over the past few years. We are jumping into the Canadian Nationals into week 3, and it is impressive to watch likes of like Team Canada, Honor Esports, Mirage. Been a little rough watching them, right? They got some things to do to pick up where they were going to match up against Team Canada, because Team Canada is just wrecking things right now.
They are on a rampage, and they are not stopping anytime soon, man.
No, not at all. Watching them on day 1 was just phenomenal.
So leading into week 3, day 1, we had Team Canada and the Grizzlies with first place, tied for first place, 6 points. We the North in second, just shy of them with 5 points.
Yeah.
And then another tie for third with Le Baguette and Honor Esports with 4 points.
It's close. The top 3 are all like right around there, and then you got the cleanup crew of Mirage. Yeesh.
Yeah,
and the Ravens, right? Carleton Ravens right there at the bottom. They're not out of it, but they've got a lot of work to do if they plan on catching up. And then you got Crisis. Crisis is, they're there. Like, they're competitive, and they're always like that close, but they're just not able to seem to like pull it out every time.
No, like Team Canada and the Grizzlies really have a really strong team this year, and it's really impressive so far.
It's been great to watch. So why don't we head into the first round here? We're talking about Honor and Crisis.
So, Honor Esports with the first matchup against Cry6 Esports. It was an impressive first match. I was pretty impressed with Honor Esports. They really stepped up the game. They won 6-3.
I like what Honor Esports is doing. They were taking care of all the roamers from Cry6. They didn't really stand a chance. The roamers were there, but they were wiped out clean by Honor. Honor was right there behind them and just taking them out.
Yeah, it was it was impressive.
Preemptively. There's a 3 armor. He rushes in row. He tried to go for the 360.
So heading into round 5, we had the Grizzlies up 3-1, and it was a pretty close match. No one, it was up to like the last minute where everyone was still alive.
It's that pressure right at the very end of the round that just starts cooking, right?
I think that's my favorite part.
It is, because everybody sits there for the first 2 minutes just kind of prepping their stuff and getting ready, and all of a sudden it all breaks loose.
And that's exactly what happened. The Grizzlies, they just completely wiped out the team all within a short matter of time. It just like the camera guy couldn't even keep up. It was just like wham, 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 and then everyone was, Honor Esports was wiped. It was very impressive.
The Bears took a bite out of the competition thanks to a strong first-half performance.
Riley's now she's still stacking for the push.
We're just finished week 3, so.
And into week 4, we're almost coming up on November 3rd, which are the finals in Toronto.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, that'd be a blast to see. So we'll be down there, at least most of us. So until then, why don't we head over some Fortnite coverage?
Gonna reroute himself to try and come in through metal, but Frenchie will take him down. Rushing straight in, Elastic in the corner of the reinforcement. Elastic in the second.
All right, so one of the biggest esports right now in the world, Corey, is Fortnite.
It is. It certainly is.
Without a doubt. And we are talking about week 5 Fortnite, and the format changes from week to week. And this week, it's the Royal Flush.
Yeah, it's an exciting one this week. It's a duos-based tournament where a victory royale gets you 3 points. Second and third place gets you 2 points. Same fourth, fifth place gets you another point on top of that. And that's based all on eliminations. If you have 8 eliminations, you also get 3 points. 6 to 7 eliminations, 2 points. 4 to 5 eliminations, 1 point.
Yeah. That's not bad at all. Royal Flush, both Victory Royale and 8 eliminations, 2 points, $25,000 awarded to the team with the most eliminations in a single event. Also, you get $10,000 will be awarded for each Royal Flush.
Yeah, so that's it. Winning the game's a big incentive when you got that much money on the line. After the 6 games, Liquid 72 Hours and Liquid Chap came out on top with 11 total points. And it might not seem like a lot of points for 6 matches, but when you get this many players of high caliber in one lobby, it's really difficult to get those eliminations. So that 8 elimination mark is super hard to reach. And these guys managed to get up there and get those points, and they managed 11 points over the course of the 6 matches, and that put them right at the top. They were 4 points ahead of the next closest finisher. So it was an impressive display with those guys. And the big thing with those matches is there's so many good players. The kills don't happen real fast like people are used to when you first jump into a Fortnite game where people are just dying left and right.
Oh, yeah.
You've got these players that are landing in certain areas, and they're being methodical about how they approach other players in certain circles, and depending on where they go with the storm. But you get these guys, and they're coming in here, and they're challenging some of the top players. And you're getting these build battles, and it's happening so fast in front of your eyes. If you're not used to watching Fortnite gameplay, it's almost sickening because it's just there's so much happening. It's so much to take in, right?
But there's a lot to take in when they first start the round. Guys are just building, and what they're doing is they're gaining the resources. The minute they drop, they split. Everybody just kind of scatters, but they all drop at the same time. If you notice, you watch that bus, and everybody just goes poof, and everybody's out of the bus.
Yeah.
The longer you hold on, that means less resources you're gathering because everybody jumped out of the bus first, getting all the resources they can while you're still floating through the air.
Yeah, they're collecting, they're kitting up, they're getting the weapons, they're getting materials. Yeah. So by the time you land, there might be a team that's already halfway to where you want to be, and they've already got the advantage. And if you run into them, you're going to be in trouble.
Oh, and that circle, if that circle doesn't play in your favor, and they've already got all their gear, and you have nothing, and you're still scrambling,
and you're pushing into that circle,
you're in big trouble.
Yeah, your chances are you're probably not going to make it because there's a team waiting for you to rotate in. And the ends of these matches, it's like nothing like you've ever seen. If you've ever played Fortnite, you kind of know how the end of the match goes. You end up being soloed down with one other team or maybe another team, and they're fighting each other and you're holding off. These matches, we're getting down into the circles you're used to having maybe 4 or 5 players in, and we have 40, 45, 50 players in these small, tiny little circles, and you're getting these massive builds. They're up in the sky. You've got teams layered all the way through, editing, battling. It's absolute insanity. I mean, if you don't know the game or you haven't watched it, it's still captivating to watch because these guys are playing this, and it's wild.
They have 4 walls built before I've even built my first one. And it just keeps going. The towers, and when you build a tower and you take out the bottom of the structure, it all drops. But they're so fast that they're on top 5 towers high, and then they drop to the bottom and start building from there again. It's just non-stop.
Yeah.
And the way they were able to protect themselves, they're throwing a trap. I saw a trap kill yesterday. It was incredible. They just started the round, dropped the guy in, put up a trap, killed that guy, took out 2 other guys. The other guy comes down, he kills him. I was like, where'd everybody go? And it was over. It was done in like 2 seconds flat.
It's mayhem, but it's calculated mayhem. That's the thing I love about this game is there's so much strategy involved, and people seem to think that just outsiders looking in that it's it's just a shoot 'em up kind of game. But when you add that building aspect into this game, you get these intricate structures near the end of the game where people are moving as the storm circle moves, especially near the end of the game where the movement is so drastic and the circle's so small, and you have so many people that it forces everybody to fight each other as they move to safety. And it's, like I said, the North American League's actually having issues with lag because there's so many players in a concentrated area that some of the top players are actually complaining that they're not being able to build or edit as fast.
Sure.
And with all that money on the line, you want to be able to play that game to the highest ability that you're able to. And I know they're all looking forward to the culminating of this entire season next week at TwitchCon, and it will be land-based, so everybody's going to be on the same connection, and it should run a lot smoother, like it has in the European League. And it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be wild.
One of the strats you're starting to see as well right now is that the Loot Lake is now that it's floating. A lot of people will hover to there and capture up top, and if they can keep that as long as possible, and then they'll jump off of that and then head to the circle wherever that's shrinking.
Yeah, that kind of cyclone that they've got in there, it's like almost like a boomerang. It allows you to kind of get there and launch even farther across the map, depending, especially at the beginning when that circle gets set. If you're up in the far corner of the map, and that circle is going to be down the other corner, that area is so key because it's so centralized on the map, allows players to really get to that point and head to the circle. It's wild, but it's
Loot
cool.
Lake was floating, and this was game 1. It was still super early, but game 1 is floating just off of Loot Lake itself, and everybody was diving over, and the circle was captivating over on Tilted Towers. There was so many people on Tilted Towers. And they're all alive.
There's always so many people at Tilted Towers.
It's a hot spot for sure. But because the circle was already there, everybody was there all at once, and it was just chaos. There were buildings everywhere.
Yeah, and you look at the quality of players that we have in this lobby and throughout this entire fall skirmish and even in the summer skirmish, there's so many good players because it's such a competitive game. People just seem to be getting better to the point where if you're a Fortnite fan, you know who Ninja is, you know who Tfue is. Those guys are the top streamers, the top players. It's so much fun to watch guys that play at that level. But even in tournaments like these guys aren't even getting 1 point sometimes, and it's crazy to think that there's players out there that are so good at this game. They're surpassing these giants, these guys that are making this game what it is, right? Especially in the Twitch community.
Yeah, it's a fantastic esport to watch because it's so simple to watch, but hard as heck to master.
Yeah, it's a learning curve type game. Anybody can hop in and play, but to play at that level, you have to commit so much time. It's your life. It has to be your life, and for the entertainment value that we get, I thank all these players for how much time they put into it because I could watch it for hours all day long because I'd almost rather watch it than play it because it's that much fun.
That's what I do.
But when these guys bring home, like Liquid 72 Hours and Liquid Chat brought home, was it $67,500 this weekend? Yeah.
And 305 team points too.
Yeah, and that towards the Bush ban, it's for the full season. Full season standings, and it's crazy to watch. And even the top 10 teams in the tournament actually get money, and even the 10th place team is taking home $7,500. So there's a lot of money on the line. So I know when these lag issues are coming in, especially the North American, people are getting a little upset about it because you know it's for a lot of money, and some of these people, it's their life, right? So this is how they make their money. So it'll be really interesting to see next week when we get into the last week of this tournament if it's how wild it's going to be, because it's going to be probably like nothing we've seen before.
Probably not.
Yeah.
To avoid getting one shot. Boy doesn't have any mats. He's got the heavy. Just break down the structure. He needs to break down the structure. I don't know how many materials he has left. Oh, the reload. Oh, it's not came down to the wire. He had no more materials left.
All right, so this is our game on segment. Basically, 4 of us going head to head for a trophy of some sort. At the end of this,
dinner maybe. I don't know.
Dinner and a date.
Bragging rights, bro.
All right, let's do that. Okay, so this is the first game. This is Brawl Out. This is by Angry Mob Games. They developed the game. It was published by Team 17. So let's get into this. We're gonna do free for all, so we can pick our player. All right, so the point of this is knock each other out 3 times, then we wind up with 1 winner. Where am I already? Here we go. Very similar to Smash Brothers. I think that's probably the best way to describe this game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Very Smash Bros feel to it.
Yeah. Oh, who's out? Who's out?
Get out of here. Oh, I'm done.
I was going. Okay, there goes Corey. Oh, who's out? Who's out?
Get out of here. Oh, I'm done.
I was going. Okay, there goes Corey. No.
Getting the big gun out of here first, eh?
Okay, Corey. Oh my gosh, I'm getting sandwiched.
Smashing buttons here.
Real button out here.
Drew, who are you? You're
I'm the drifter.
Okay, yeah. I gotta key in. I gotta key in on the hot player. Look at this guy.
Oh my gosh. That was bad.
Go away.
And embarrassing.
Go away.
Oh, I went for him, guys.
Oh no! Corey kills himself. Oh, I just did it myself too. Alright, who's got? So Corey's got one left.
I got one.
Nate's
left.
got one left. I've got two. Randall's
got 3.
All right. You're not allowed.
And that kid's is like, keep your mouth shut.
I cannot.
I died again.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I didn't even know it was me.
Oh man, that's a good move.
Get out of here, Corey.
Nope. Oh no. Drew, I hate you. What? You? No.
There, die. Come on, go. Oh, I just boosted you up.
Game over, bro.
No! No! How am I gonna? Oh, done already?
I'm in trouble.
Oh, Corey's still alive.
Come on, Randall.
Randall's in the middle.
I don't think so, Randall. Oh man, I almost just fell off.
Tense.
Oh, I'm gone.
Oh! There goes Corey.
I had like 180% damage.
Oh, Eric.
Oh, there
The
All right.
champion.
Round one.
Done, man.
Third place, come on, man.
All right, so there it is. There you see is round one as Randall takes it for the very first Game On. If you want to see who actually wins the entire segment of Game On, head to our website at insidethegame.ca. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Drew and Nate, and today we're checking out VR. Now, this is on the PlayStation VR. We are just going early here with the demo disc because why? Because Nate has never played VR in his entire life. So we're gonna get him started. We're gonna get him shooting some robots in raw data. Okay, ready? So I've played this already. The demo is actually pretty sweet. But this is the first time for Nate, and typically when you're doing VR, you don't sit beside somebody because I could get hit. So we'll see what happens here.
Wow.
So Nate's got to defend this this goal behind him if he spins around. So I think you can spin, you'll go in quarter. See that red thing?
The square, yeah.
Yeah.
The cube.
Okay, so you got to rotate. Just hit circle or square to rotate. There you go. Now shoot those androids that are coming at you. You're quick. See them?
Oh.
They're out there. Shoot them. There you go.
Oh my
Shoot.
goodness.
All right, so Nate's got to shoot these guys. Defend off the cube. It is only early, so these guys will get harder as they go. So we'll see what happens and see if Nate can pull it out.
Let's see
So you got to reload. So you got to go down, like reholster. There you go. Go back up.
Oh, okay.
Did you get it? Go
Nope,
down quick.
reload,
quick.
move gun near
Quick.
holster.
Faster. Oh, now okay, you bring it back like you gotta, like
Reload.
oh the old Western days. Come on, man.
Oh,
there
you need
we
to go all the way. That's
yeah. Red Dead's just around the corner. You think you'd be able to get in the swing of things yet? Start shooting some stuff. There you go. Nice. Okay. So keep rotating. I am quick. Hang in there. All right.
All right, I'm back at the cube.
Okay. So you can teleport. So this is how they adjust your movement. There is no walking. He is using both wands. So in order to get around, hold down the big. Okay, you're. Sorry. Get the other one. Oh, this is. There you go. Okay, reload. Pulse her back. Nice. There is nothing quite like VR. To experience this for yourself is something unique. If you haven't had the chance to do this and you do get the opportunity, I do advise take it up. It's pretty cool. What do you think so far, Nate?
Oh man, this is really cool. And I'm just shooting basic units.
Yeah. Okay.
Not very good, but you know.
You're up top, somewhere.
Sorry, sir.
It's okay.
This is like, I don't know.
My life flashed. I saw it.
on me.
Behind you? Rotate.
Oh! Sorry, they're right beside me, man.
I said it wasn't a good idea to sit here. Okay. I think I'm okay.
Come on, man.
There. He's dodging you. Get him. There you go. To your right.
Dude, is this guy like a... Okay.
Yeah, some of them are harder.
Stay...
Oh,
whoa, that's
he's right
guy.
there. How's that? Is that a little too close for you? Oh, he's getting bombarded now. Let's see if he can pull it out. 61% left on his rounds. If he can pull this out, we're almost near the end, so he should be close.
Yikes.
There you go.
Dude, it's so cool looking at your hands like this. That's probably my favorite part about it. It's so cool.
Good choice for peace of mind.
Phase 4.
I didn't figure out how to move, dude.
What is it?
I think it's the triangle button up top. Oh, there. How's that?
Oh.
Okay.
Now I'm figuring
So Nate's
it out.
finally figured out how to move around, and he's getting shot.
Whoa. Definitely, it takes a little getting used to, but it's really smooth.
Is it?
You can tell, yeah.
So you're not getting like motion sickness or anything
No.
like that? No, it's because you're locked in one place for the majority of this game, and you just teleport from spot to spot. I find the games that you actually propel yourself and walk forward is when I become motion sickness. And it kind of hits me.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Whoa!
You shooting me in the leg. All right, Nate. So your first experience in VR, what do you think?
That was friggin' fantastic, man.
It was good,
Oh my
right?
goodness, that was really cool.
It's
And that was a demo.
That was. So I find the thing with VR is how do you explain VR to somebody who's never played VR before? And I kind of look at it as it's almost like playing a 3D movie.
Yeah, really.
Right? I don't know how else to explain it. Without you actually playing, it just brings gaming to a whole other level.
It's very different from using just a controller and, you know, it's like looking at a TV when your whole field of view is gone, and all it is the game, and the fact you can turn around a complete 360 and see all around you.
You're inside the game now, right? Like when you play the latest like Assassin's Creed or even Red Dead is coming up, there's no doubt that these games are going to be immersive. But to play a 3D VR experience where you are actually inside the game is something I've never had this feeling before my entire life.
Honestly, if they can somehow master RPG games like some of those Bethesda titles.
100 hours with a VR headset
Oh,
on?
God.
Like really? That's what you want to do?
I'm scared.
Goodbye, world!
Yeah, exactly. I already invest your whole life almost in those games, and it feels like you're actually in the game. But this would be... I wouldn't want to get out of it, man.
All right, well, should we get back to VR?
We're here talking about the latest installment in the Tomb Raider series, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I have to say that I was actually rather impressed right from the get-go. I got completely immersed in the world, right from first second.
The environment itself just looked amazing.
That intro, that was a doozy.
Oh yeah, no, it was wild. The cinematic and everything leading up to just kind of setting you up for the story. It was fantastic. The way they did it, it looked great.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah. And the attention to detail, especially when you get to the second part, once when you get past the intro, and you're immersed in Mexico City, and the attention to detail with Dias de los Muertos.
Oh yeah, I know.
The Day of the Dead, I was blown away. I was
just
wow.
The whole environment where you're rolling around and you're walking through and you're taking a look at things and kind of searching slowly. You're following somebody at the beginning. It's really cool to check it out and see where everybody is and how it all looks, and just the way they built the game to start. It's the first impression was fantastic.
It really was, and I think just like Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think Square Enix really brought it with this title for sure.
Yeah, they wanted to make an impact, and you could tell right from the beginning. It was it just looks fantastic. You just can't get over it.
No, definitely and in typical Tomb Raider fashion, like, you know, there are so many different like obstacles you have to look out for, and like so many different like tricks and puzzles. And although I find the action in this one wasn't as focused on as previous titles were.
Yeah, when they get you into it, it's more of like a tutorial to start the game, and they get you feeling the controls out and getting you through the level, and start with a couple basic puzzles and dodging a few traps. But they really focused on the stealth aspect of Lara Croft's character and how she can kind of move around the environment and use certain things to hide from people, like enemies and things like that. So it was interesting to see that they put a high emphasis on that to start the game. So it was just, I like the idea of it, but I'm more of a faster paced game kind of guy, but I did enjoy the way they integrated it into the game. I thought it was well done, and it was just it looked good when she was hiding. You know, you're covered all up and you can sneak up on guys and assassinate them kind of thing. It was a really cool experience. I enjoyed it a lot.
Definitely. One thing I had definitely to take note of was I really liked in the beginning how when you were setting up the game, they gave you the option like how you wanted the story to kind of play out, whether you wanted like more tips and trips of the map, or if you wanted like a less guided, like less handheld tour of what you're doing. But then it gave you like the options of like, you know, depending on like your level of like type like player you are, like if you wanted to go easy or something more advanced, it gave you that option too. So.
Yeah, in the combat and then in the puzzles, it was able to, you really got to tailor the game difficulty to how you wanted to experience the game. Yeah. It was. I really like that idea. I've never seen that before in a game. So for me, it was kind of cool. You know, I upped the combat a little because I do like a little more difficult when it comes to shooters and stuff like that. But it was tough. I'll tell you, I had it turned up, and the first couple engagements I got in, I was definitely in over my head to start it. That's for sure.
No, definitely, and you know, like I said, I just got sucked right in because like the moment you kind of land, like you're learning like how to rappel off a cliff, so you're learning how to climb, and you're learning how to do all sorts of things that in a very typical Tomb Raider game you're going to get, but it just seemed like the cinematics, when it came to differentiate that between that and like the actual gameplay, there wasn't much of a difference, which is something that I really appreciate with the way that games are starting to go now. Like you're starting to get more integration versus less. Like before, like you could definitely tell it was a cinematic, and then you had like, oh, the gameplay doesn't look that great. But that's where with this
they mesh really well.
Really well meshed.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Sure. It's fantastic.
Image is older, but who would have tampered with it?
Lara! You gotta get out. Lara!
I have to get this.
Come on!
Corey, what do you think you would score this game at?
Honestly, I would give the game an 8 overall. Just the visuals of the game are beautiful. I love the fact that they've re-energized the Tomb Raider series a little more, just with the way the Lara Croft gameplay goes, how the game starts, it's fantastic. But overall, yeah, definitely an 8. What about yourself, Randall?
No, probably about an 8 as well. Like I really like how like the gameplay, the progression was seamless, as we both agree upon before. The attention to detail, especially from a historical aspect, you know, when you're looking at like all the different like Mayan temples and ruins, like for me was amazing. I really appreciate that sort of thing. And one thing I really appreciate, even though it is supposed to be like a kind of like an action genre, I really, because I'm more of a puzzle game kind of guy, really enjoy the challenges of like certain like hidden elements within inside the game, right? Like you have to be careful, you don't trip a wire, all of a sudden like something comes out, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, spikes all over you. Yeah,
exactly.
No, for sure.
So,
it was definitely a fun game to get into.
Definitely. Yeah, but I think for sure, Shadow of the Tomb Raider a solid 8.
Right on, 8s across the board.
Absolutely. Give her a go, guys.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right, so this week we actually got reached out to from a company called Mystic Art, and they asked us if we could feature their game on our show. Randall, we're talking about Racing Glider.
Yeah, I was actually really stunned with the gameplay.
This is impressive, right? I was really stunned. Now this is in early development. We have 2 tracks we're racing on with 2 different gliders.
Yeah.
And the gliders felt actually a lot different than one from the other.
Very smooth. The smaller sort of kite version was a lot more nimble, a lot faster, as where the larger one was A little slower, a little more sluggish, but you would expect that from a game of this quality.
Yeah, I was really impressed the fact that I personally like the smaller one because I was more nimble, because I'm not really great at racers and I would hit the walls a lot, but that heavy one, it felt so sluggish to me that when I hit some of these corners, I had to slow down or I was just gonna weigh right into those things and sit there and then try to take off again. And it had the booster too, so what I would do is I'd time it as I got into those corners, and then I hit the booster to get me back out of the corner. It was pretty smooth, pretty slick, and the graphics too, made on the Cry engine. This is impressive.
Oh, I'm a big graphics hound, and the graphics just blew me away for for what, like the development point that they're at already. Like I was going wow, like this already looks amazing.
Yeah. So big shout out and a thank you to Mystic Art. Randall, they hooked us up with a few codes. What are we gonna do?
Well, this week we're actually giving a giveaway. So what we're doing is if you go to our Facebook page inside the game, and what you have to do is you have to like our page and then share it, and we will draw 4 names of people who comment which is their favorite video game on our page.
Cool. Sounds great. These codes are for PC, so you must be a PC player in order to win these. So let's head back to the show.
Perfect.
All right, Nate, it's finally back. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. What are your first impressions?
Oh, stunned.
Yeah, right?
I'm
so good to have it back. I'm so excited. The Blackout, unbelievable. What a great thing to add into the game. I know they worked super hard on it to try to get it ready for the launch, and I think it came out fantastic.
Compared to every other Battle Royale mode that's come out, it is the cleanest and the smoothest.
On launch, unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah, it's really immersive. You get that PUBG feel, but it's a little more polished for the console. I love the way it played. It's challenging. It's so hard to see guys from a distance. You're getting sniped from way out there.
I really enjoyed
they dropped the story mode, the campaign that a lot of people play Call of Duty for. They love that campaign. They love the way it plays through. I mean, World War II was fantastic. I think a lot of people really enjoyed that. But they brought Blackout. You can tell they focused so much on that. They didn't have time to do something for a campaign because they put all their effort into Blackout. And I think it's going to pay off for them, especially now that the Battle Royale games are the big thing, right? Everybody wants a piece of that pie. The Fortnite, PUBG, H1Z1, unfortunately, is dying. But multiplayer is so clean, so good. I'm a big multiplayer guy when it comes to team deathmatch. Love that hardcore team deathmatch. That's what I'm into. And the Blackouts even pull me away from that for a bit. But I mean, that whole aspect of it, that all the game modes they've got in there now, it's fantastic.
So what they've done with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is instead of just your regular run and gun Call of Duty game, they have operators, which they had, I guess, in Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more immersive now. It feels a lot more like a team-based game. When you pick a class, like Recon, for instance, he's your scout. He'll that's my class.
Yeah, that sensor dart. That sensor dart saved me a few times already.
Oh, I've gotten tons of double, triple kills and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, because that mini-map's everything in Call of Duty. If any hardcore Call of Duty fan knows, that mini-map, you live and die by that mini-map.
Yeah.
The specialists they have in the game right now, it's great because they're going to expand on that. And you've just got all these options, and you have to play off each other and who's picking what operator or what specialist, sorry. And you just get the feel that you need to have a cohesive team to kind of really dominate the other team, especially in some of the game modes that they've got.
So one of my favorite things that they've done with this game is they have a lot of throwbacks.
Oh.
So many great classic maps, man.
There's some good ones.
My first match hopping into Black Ops 4 was Summit, and that was my favorite map in Black Ops.
Summit's a wild one, too.
I was like, no, Summit? I'm like, it looks just like it. And then what do you know? It was.
And I'm dying in all the same places. It's great. It's great. There's some good ones. Slums is one of my personal favorites, and I got that, I think, 3rd or 4th round in on Team Deathmatch, and I was so excited to play it. It's like you're playing a game you've played before, but it's totally brand new. Like, if that makes any sense, you know what I mean? It's I really enjoy all the throwbacks with some of the maps, and even on the Blackout map where they've got old COD maps that and love, but they've expanded and put it all into one gigantic map. So Nate, Call of Duty Zombies, it's back. It's bigger than ever. It's the biggest launch release for zombies they've had for Call of Duty.
It was pretty overwhelming at first. They have a tutorial, so it helps spell it out. The first match I played, unfortunately, wasn't the start, so it was like wave 3.
Yep.
And man, I'm in a Coliseum, and all I can hear is crazy loud chanting.
It's wild. Yeah, it's
and
a
all
wild
of a sudden, I was
one in
starting
there.
to get hit by a zombie right away.
They're coming. They're jumping over the walls. They're coming in from everywhere. You're in this big circle to start. It's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane and overwhelming. I'll tell you. I got deep into that the Gladiator one, and I didn't know which way to look because they were coming from everywhere, man. It was wild.
Did you run into basically what was a Gladiator? It has like this huge thing with the
monsters.
Two blades. Yes.
Monsters. It took forever to take them down.
Yes.
I didn't know if it was even going to happen. It was wild.
Or the zombie tigers. That was kind of an interesting twist.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was wondering if something like that was going to happen because you're in a Gladiator Coliseum kind of set up and you're like, where's the tigers? You know they're out here. There's lines. There's got to be something. And they showed up. Yeah. They showed up, and again, I was terrified, but I managed to work my way through it until eventually the Horde took over. But a little more depth to it, for sure.
Like now you choose your starting grenade and your starting pistol, which that was in the previous game, but still, just a great addition to zombies. It's not just pick up the gun. That's all.
Yeah, definitely.
And a huge thing and a huge shout out to Treyarch is that they have split screen.
That's the first thing I did was split screen.
Yes.
And I had a blast.
Mode. It doesn't matter. Blackout, regular,
the split screen in Blackout, I couldn't believe it. It was so cool. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't. We've gotten away from that with games nowadays, right? Where that couch co-op isn't there because everybody can play online and everybody has a way to interact and they don't have to be next to each other. But when you play games like that, it's fun to get back to the old split screen, where you don't want your friend's screen watch and stuff like that. It's so much fun. Well, to wrap it up, Nate, if you want to give yourself an honest review of the game, where do you think you're going to place it?
I'm going to stand at an 8.5.
8.5?
Honestly, it would be a 9. I think if they had a campaign that was really good,
that was going to put you over the top.
Because I love the direction Call of Duty is taking with the time to kill being different, the specialists that actually are meaningful, and just I really like it. But like 168.
It's a lot. They definitely take a deduction on points for that one.
And no campaign.
Yeah.
So it's getting an 8.5. And that's
fair. That's
still
fair.
really good because it's a really good game, guys.
I'm going to give it a 9. I love the battle royale aspect, how they've come into that genre of games now because there's so many to compete with, especially you're looking at the Fortnites, the PUBGs. There's lots of really intense gameplay in those games, so they had a bar that was set and they had to surpass it, and I believe they did with certain aspects of Blackout. And losing the story mode, it does suck, but personally, I didn't play as much of the story mode as I did with Team Deathmatch, and now that I've got another online mode to play, I really enjoy that, so that's why it's getting a 9.
Awesome.
All right, Nate, that wraps up this Inside the Game. Now, each and every week, one of you guys send us a clip, one of your highlighted moments, something that you've done that's kind of something you want to show off. Nate, who do we have this week?
This week we have Urbanja with an amazing Overwatch clip.
Nice, let's check it out.
Yeah.
Other way. Ice wall coming up. I'm on fire. Behind you.
It's time.
Moving the payload. Back up quickly. Ooh, sorry about that.